What's going on, y'all? I got a lot of sugar honey iced tea to talk about today. We got the terrorist plot that was thwarted. We got the Brown shooting update. I don't understand why they won't give us information, which is crazy to me. We got the most disrespectful boxing showdown that I've ever seen in my life. Trump sues the BBC for billions, or I say not a billion, billions with a B. And then also, before we get to any of that, we got to talk about the Trump supporter, the Charlie Kirk supporter at Target getting harassed. Welcome to the Offstative Show.
If you don't believe that we are in a fight today, you're sleeping under a rock. If you get hit and you lay down and you cry and you fold up in the corner, definitely you will not win the fight. We show up to win. Our culture needs a lot of you young people in here to step up and stand out. There is nothing or no principality, power, division, devil can stop us when we're united. They can only get you when you're divided. When I see the American flag, I see us progressing to something that can be awesome and great. And if you don't plan on winning then, you might as well go on today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, ladies, welcome back. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you also subscribe to my YouTube channel for the show, which is The Offstative Show. Substack at The Offstative. And join me on Freedom Chat. All you got to do is go to the App Store, download Freedom Chat, wherever you download your apps. Follow the podcast. I got so much stuff going on, it's hard to say it all, but just remember the podcast. We got a lot of people that view it on YouTube, people that love the show. But we want you to know that we also have a podcast in case you don't want to look at it visually. You can also listen to it while you work out. So let's get into this. The first thing I want to talk about is I wouldn't call her a young lady. I call everybody a young lady. She's not that young, but the lady at Target who gets harassed by a leftist nut job. I do not understand the gall of these people. Like if I was at the Target and I saw somebody with a pro-Joe Biden shirt on, I don't give a flying flip. I don't care. Wear whatever shirt you want, even if it was an employee. The difference between them and us is that we'll look at it and be like, oh, that person's an idiot. Versus them, they all in their feelings about it. In their feelings. Let's pull up the clip because I wanted to find this particular Target because I want to find this lady and I want to give her a blessing because you should not get accosted or harassed, especially when the person don't know what they're talking about. It's not like she got a Hitler shirt on. Anyway, let's roll the clip.
Why?
They let you wear that shirt here?
Yes. Why? Why are you?
It says freedom on it.
Why are you wearing that shirt? You're working. It's not
It's
a Target
red shirt. I can wear any red shirt.
It's not a plain shirt.
It doesn't have to be
It's a Charlie Kirk shirt.
Yes. Yes, I know.
Are you fucking stupid?
No.
Why the fuck would you wear that? You're at work at Target.
Time out. I really do believe this with my whole heart. I don't know if it's because I'm just hangry right now, just a little bit. But if I ever heard a woman talking to a lady like this, I will confront her. I wouldn't let this slide. There's no way I would let a woman cuss at this older woman because she decided to wear a Charlie Kirk shirt. Why would you speak to another person this way? To cuss at this lady is so disrespectful. When the woman don't even work at at Target. That lady ain't got no, so she bothering this woman for no reason. I remember when a dumb lady, and I almost slapped this lady, but I was trying to be a good Christian. My wife it's back when COVID, the scamdemic was going on. This lady had scrubs on. She's in Dillard's or wherever we were at. My wife is at the checkout line. This woman done checked out already and walking out the door. She see my wife without a mask on, and my wife is already like 7 months pregnant. She come back to the line and try to tell my wife that she need to pull her mask up. I said, lady, you better get out of here before I slap you. It's the same thing about this. You going at this older lady and you cussing at her like this. I couldn't be at the store. I'm just saying I couldn't be at the store. Roll it.
That's not a Target shirt. It's not a plain red shirt. You support a racist.
It's not racist.
You support a racist.
He's not a racist.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he fucking is.
I'm sorry, but I'm not going to stand here and argue with you.
You're not. You should go get your manager. You should not be allowed to wear that at work. Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
That's your opinion.
No, the opinion is he's a racist and you support him.
That's your opinion, ma'am.
And you should not be allowed to wear that. This is going to be taken above your fucking head. That's insane. Insane.
Have a nice day.
Just the fact that she got so worked up about that is crazy to me. Can y'all help me, Grant? Help me find this place. Because I want to, if I'm ever in the area, I want to go by and get that lady a hug and get her something for Christmas. If I'm not in the area, I at least want y'all to call the store and show support for the lady that was just walking around with a red T-shirt on, with that says freedom on it, with somebody that literally believed in freedom for all Americans. But yet they don't say nothing when these clowns being targeted with LGBTQ AARP shirts on. They walking around with trans stuff on everything, and they don't say nothing about that. But all of a sudden you mad because a woman have freedom on the front of her shirt. If you see that lady that made that video when you die, you probably went to hell. Okay, let's get to the next story. I want to talk about this crazy terrorist plot that was thwarted. Same type of people. You know, it's the same soup warmed over. The same person that's accosting this lady in Target is the same nut jobs that's talking about free Palestine, and they somehow want to create a terrorist attack on New Year's Eve. I'm glad that our government is paying attention to these people. And I'm going to show the clip of Sarah Adams in a second. But I interviewed Sarah Adams, got over 1 million views. And Sarah Adams have already been talking about these things. And you don't have to be a jihadist in order to be radicalized to commit a terrorist attack. I'm telling you, these dumb liberals, these dumb white liberals are the ones that are going to be the most opt to getting radicalized and committing terrorist attacks on their own people over a people that would behead them if they were in that country. Free Palestine. Palestine. Go. Take I will pay for you and your LGBTQ partner. Go over to Gaza with your pride flag on. Now, I only have to pay for a one-way trip because you're going to die when you get over there. I just want you to know that. Let's play the news clip coverage of this because this was pretty elaborate, and I thank God that the FBI was on top of it. Roll the clip.
The FBI now reports that it's disrupted a planned New Year's Eve terror attack in Los Angeles. 4 suspects in custody, the FBI identifying them as members of a pro-Palestine extremist group. They're suspected of planning coordinated IED attacks targeting 5 different locations in Los Angeles. But based on the reporting now, that plot has been foiled. We will wait for more.
All right, let's get to the, so it's this little, they call it Turtle Island. Put the clip on the screen. Now, I don't know if her mama was smoking crack when she had her or she dropped her when she was little. What makes a human being this stupid? Listen to their explanation. Now, we already know they got thwarted trying to commit a terrorist attack, but listen to this girl's, if it's a girl, I don't know what they are these days, explanation of this turtle group called Turtle Island, justifying, I mean, in part, justifying, let me just go back and say this. I don't even know if this girl even knows what she's talking about. I just think these people are so dumb and brainwashed, they'll believe anything somebody says. But this is her talking about the Turtle Island Liberation Group. This is what she had to say, wrote a clip.
So as many people are learning, Palestine is the true name of Israel, right? Israel was a creation in 1946 by the Zionists. It's the same with Turtle Island. That was what the original tribes on the Americas, before it was called America, it was known as Turtle Island. Because believe it or not, if you look at the map, rather from the top down, but the bottom up, you flip that map of the Americas, it looks like a turtle. And so that's what the natives called it, was Turtle Island. So that's the decolonized name of the Americas. And Turtle Island Liberation Front is looking for reparations and land back for these indigenous groups in which the land was usurped. Many people think it's so far removed, but I have many comrades who are Native American and have stories of just their great-grandmother being put in residential schools. It's still impacting the most recent generations. It's not as removed as people think it is. So, you know, land back today, tomorrow, and forever. Land back.
Land back. Turtle Island.
Now I
Turtle
realize
Island.
watching in front of Home Depot. They probably in front of Home Depot because they rounding up them illegals that's in Home Depot. So they talking about free Palestine, anti-ICE, and Turtle Island. Now, I was born during the day, but I wasn't born yesterday. I could have sworn that English was not the official language in the Americas before Europeans got here. Am I stupid or what? I don't think no native was talking about Turtle Island. I don't think Turtle and Island was a part of their vocabulary. So where are you getting Turtle Island from? Ain't nowhere in the world the Pasquayaki was saying Turtle Island somewhere. You saying they drew a turtle and they said, these people are so silly and stupid, it's crazy to me. Then they said Israel, the real name of Israel was Turtle Island. No, dummy, the real name of Israel was Israel in the Bible. What are we saying? Okay. All right. Let's get to another clip. We got a few on this same topic. Here's a FBI press conference of the arrest. Let's go to clip 103. Roll the clip.
So, as I mentioned in my talking points, on December 12th, a group of individuals, again, members of this anti-government group, traveled out to the desert to test their explosive devices. They had precursor chemicals there, and they were going to create these bombs in the desert. What they are starting to do is put their chemicals and wares and the components out on the table there. This footage that you're watching is from our surveillance plane, and then what happened after this is the Los Angeles FBI SWAT team, along with the FBI's hostage rescue team, moved in and arrested all 4 subjects without incident.
Now, if you think this is, I'm not trying to scare anybody for going out and doing something on New Year's Eve, but be cautious because these nut jobs want to make a scene. They want to blow you up, blow your limbs off, talking about Allah Akbar and all kind of crazy stuff. Or if they left as lunatics, they talking about free Palestine. And they want to blow you up and hurt you and do all this old crazy stuff in the name of what? Stupidity. So you need to be vigilant. If you're going to go out, make sure you got your gun with you. And if you're going to go out and you're going to drink, I'd say at least be mindful. Put your gun away, but be mindful that you may get attacked. So keep your eyes on the swivel. Know where you're going to exit at. Know where you're going to fight. Are you going to fight or you're going to run? If you're going to run, don't run in a straight line. That's all I'm telling you. Some of y'all think it's like a cartoon. You're going to run and a bullet's going to fly by. It's going to shoot you right in the back. Wow. Run, weave or something. Do some weaving. Go this way, side to side. It's hard to shoot a person like this than to just catch you running like this. Okay. I got one more clip. But here's the image. Let's put the image up of these radical nut jobs. Should be clip 104. I wish we could zoom in on them. Look at these idiots. And I feel like personally, and thank God I'm not like, we don't have a dictatorship. Because if I was a dictator, if you try to do something like this, you get put to death. We're going to use the same thing you would try and do on somebody else on you. We're going to take them in the desert. We're going to blow them up in the desert with the same explosives. Y'all want to play this game? We're going to do you like you were trying to do other people. That'll be your death penalty. Let's play the clip from Sarah Adams because Sarah Adams has been talking about this and what she say is going to lead me to my next topic of the shooting at Brown University. But Sarah Adams have been saying this forever, and people need to pay attention to this. Roll the clip. You had mentioned before that they are coordinating terrorist sleeper cells in America, and they want to do an October 7th style attack. What does that look like? I mean, I don't think they could take people hostage like they did in October the 7th. Is it just a mass casualty situation, or do they think they're going to take land? You know, they're going to take a small town, or, you know, what do you think that's all about?
So what we've seen, at least with the plotting, I'd say there's 3 pieces. One's a large aviation plot again, and that they're just going to do suicide bombers on planes and drop them down, and that's for mass casualty. The goal is to kill 4,000 people. Then they want something, like you said, about almost a hostage and hold ground. That seems to be some sort of assault or attack at Washington, D.C., because they want to cripple the federal government's response. And then the last piece, they are going to go into our communities, unfortunately, like it was for October 7th. ISIS is leading that piece, and they're how they train is in 5 to 10 man kind of urban assault teams, and they're going to attack like churches, supermarkets, hospitals, and they're going to do multiple locations at a time. So that'll be very difficult for law enforcement. And they're also going to either target law enforcement or look like law enforcement to fool civilians, which they also did that during the October 7th attack. So if it doesn't get thwarted, or pieces of this doesn't get thwarted, this will obviously be probably the biggest attack ever on the U.S. since Pearl Harbor. So it's a very, very scary situation.
And y'all better be paying attention and taking this stuff seriously. You're already seeing things that she's saying unfolding. I'm telling you, you saw it in Australia. It's probably all over the world. They want to do jihad all over the world. And it's unfortunate to be Muslim right now, because I think there's some people that are Muslims that are good people. They just don't follow the whole book, right? Just like Christians. Let's keep it real. There's Christians that's a Christian in name only. It make you feel good and virtuous to say you believe you're associated with a religion. So there's Muslims that do the same thing. They're not really reading the Quran and the Hadith or whatever they call the other book. They're not reading that stuff, man. They want to be associated with that religion because they like it better, but they're not really following it. So there's some people that are in that realm. But outside of that, what other religious group is doing what they're doing? I think we need, at some point, we need to say, hey, y'all can't be doing that over here. You want to believe in Muhammad, you got to do something else. You got to denounce, or you got to do something. It's almost like you got to ask them a question like, do you believe in that I'm the infidel? Okay, you got to get up out of here. You got to get out. You got to get out of the country, or you got to denounce their religion. One of the two. Ain't no way in the world we can live around people that want to kill you, and they just wait for the opportunity. It's crazy. We got to do something about it. I think awareness is the first thing that we could do, is bring awareness to the situation. But this leads me to the Brown University situation. And this is why people don't trust the government. And I don't believe it has anything to do with the investigatory properties. It has everything to do with a cover-up. I think, and I could be wrong about this, and I'm open to be wrong because I'm not God. I can't see everywhere at one time. I think the reason why, and this is the reason why I'm making this video, is that they're not saying what the person yelled, and they're not trying to give a lot of identifying markers because they don't want the public to know this is probably a jihadist. That's my theory. Because it's alleged that this person yelled something before he started shooting. I don't know what other religion, what other terrorist group, what other anything that they yell before they start shooting people. And you ain't never in your life heard somebody say Jesus is Lord and start shooting people. It ain't never happened. You ain't never heard nobody say Shabbat Shalom and start shooting people. I don't even know if that's a good phrase, but y'all know what I'm talking about. You ain't never heard nobody. All you hear is Allah Akbar and they start shooting. If the chief know that he said Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar, whatever they say, and started shooting, then the public will be able to identify exactly what Sarah Adams have been talking about. These jihadist groups getting radicalized and committing the acts of terrorism. We saw that what they did in Australia. That's clear as the noonday sun. Why won't they give us information about this person? Now, you don't need to disclose anything that you're investigating necessarily, but the question is, and I put this on my life, if the person was white, they had that man picture out there, they'll tell you exactly what he said. They'll have it laid out there, transcript, everything, audio, video. It's like the other shooting the other day that happened, and they were concealing an identity. They wasn't saying who it was. I said it's a black person. It's a black person. They don't want that. Like, for instance, when you see a crime that's committed, white male kills black woman. But when it's a black person doing it, they just say man shoots woman at the corner store. Now you have to put on your thinking cap and context clues to realize what it was. Like, for instance, it should have been black males shoot up a birthday party. Because if it was white people shooting at black people, it'd be like white males shoot up a black birthday party. Now, when you say shoot up a birthday party, I already know who it is. It's them YNs. It's the shoot up a birthday party, drive-by shooting, shooting up a baby shower. I already know. All right, let's get to clip 401. Roll it.
Now, there's a report the shooter yelled something right before his shot came in. Could you tell us what that was?
Yeah, it's part of the investigation, John, and we'll, yeah.
Now, the only reason I asked that, though, is, for instance, like with the Unabomber, his brother recognized the writing. So it's possible a friend or family member might recognize if the person said something that was significant.
Correct.
So that's why you don't, other than the 9mm, is there anything else inside that auditorium that you could tell us?
No, that's correct. And listen, like I said earlier, investigations will bring us to evidence that we need to collect in order to be able to prosecute. With that being said, we're going to continue to collect evidence, and if it leads us to something to that nature that's going to be extremely helpful for us to identify somebody, we'll be the first ones to put it out.
Alex, follow up on John's question. Did the suspect yell, like has been reported in this, but some erroneous reporting, but did he yell when he came to the classroom? And how valuable have witness statements been from those who survived?
Listen, my heart goes out to the victims, it goes out to the families, and I'll tell you that their cooperation has been extremely helpful. And that, with that being said, we'll continue, and I'm going to respect the fact that, and I hope that they get better, and my heart and soul goes out to them. So,
did he yell though?
so that's something that we're investigating. We took statements, and we have to confirm that.
So, we're gonna wrap it up here.
All right. It's interesting because the whole time I was looking at the guy that was doing the sign language. And the reason I was because I studied sign language in college, so I can understand exactly what he was saying through sign language. All right. And I don't want to start signing to y'all because y'all think I'm being funny, but I do know sign language. So, but regardless of that, why dodge the question, bruh? Why dodge the question? Why can't you say he did yell? Like I was a PIO. So I understand press conferences, and I've been in situations where I had talked to the media, not on a grand scale because the chief would come out and talk if it was something like super big, like a murder or something like that. But I've had my K-Gun 9, and I had my chance to go out and talk to them. And now I had restraints on me because I wasn't the chief. I had to make sure I say what they wanted me to say. But as the chief, I know you could disclose things or say things the way you want it said, for the most part. You know, the city manager may get mad at you or something like that if you don't say. But for the most part, generally speaking, that chief could tell us very clearly. He did yell something, but it's a part of the investigation, and I do not want to disclose that. It is not prudent for me to disclose exactly what he said. But he did say something that is leading us in a direction in this investigation. This was a targeted attack because of these reasons. These are things that a chief can say. They already said it was targeted. They already reflected that the guy went to a specific classroom, which only a person that's associated or could have known about this existence of this classroom would have gone there. You're talking about a study session on a Saturday. I've been to college. Nobody's up there on Saturday, unless it's a specific study hall session. And that's pretty much what the kid alluded to in the clip we did yesterday. But it's interesting to me as to why they will not disclose what he said. Why are you covering for the jihadists? Now, if the person isn't a Muslim, I'll shut the front door. But to me, when I looked at the video, it looked like a fat Muslim, stomach hanging out like it had too many beers. And that's what the person looked like on the enhanced video that they showed us. It does not look like a white person. It does not look like a black person. And this person yelled something before they shot people. Come on, bro. 2 + 2 is 4. Now, when it comes out, we're going to find out, hopefully we find out why y'all been covering it up and lying. Jesse Waters, in my personal opinion, gave an incredible explanation of this in theory, like I expect him to have. And I thought that he was on point. So roll the clip.
That was a disaster. I mean, they got the guy's height, they got his weight, and they go, well, you want to update the country on what this guy's ID looks like? And they go, we'll put it on the website. You have millions of people watching the press conference live, and you don't want to tell anybody? You say, oh, I'll put it out on a website? Come on. Is the guy 220? Is he Caucasian? What? They didn't even do it. And then they get the timeline wrong, like Dana said. I couldn't hear a word he said. Everyone's trying to back off. No one knows what's going on. It's 3 days later, after a gunman walked into an Ivy League university building and murdered the vice president of the college Republicans, killed 2 people, injured 11, and walks away. We don't know where he is. We don't know what he is, and doesn't seem to be that concerning to the people that were delivering that press conference. This was a premeditated target attack. The guy was casing the facility beforehand. They have 800 cameras at this university. They didn't have a camera at the entrance to the building so you can see who goes in and out of the building. This is stupid.
And I agree with him 1,000%. You know, you just wonder. This is why people lose trust and faith in investigators, because they get out there and they should say nothing if they're gonna say bullcrap. Just get out there and say, hey, this is under investigation. When we get enough sufficient evidence, we're going to present it all at one time. I don't want to say something and it not be true. And then you guys are upset because I told you something that wasn't true. We have to get deeper in the investigation. We have to comb through all the information and make sure that we're not disclosing anything to you that will compromise the investigation, because we want justice for the victims. So I'm going to just tell you this and give us a few days. Be patient with us. We're going to collect all the evidence, get sufficient enough evidence to put it out. Boom. That's all you got to say, bro. You got the guy that's a cheat, don't even know how to speak English well. It's like English is a second language. What the is going on here? Let's get to the craziest boxing showdown that I've ever seen in my life. When you talk about somebody going too far during a face-off of a boxing match, bro, this is a boxing match. This ain't Mari. Wait till you see what this boxer did at their little press conference to get a one-up on the other boxer. I want you to think of the craziest scenario that you've seen, meaning the stuff that John Jones and Cormier said when he said, I'll kill you, John. And he said, you'll never kill me. You know, so he said somebody will spit on him. He said, I'll kill you. He said, you can never kill me. I thought that was the funniest thing ever. These dudes talking about killing each other. But anyway, all the other stuff, people spitting on him, fighting, slapping. I want you to think of all that crazy stuff. This is even crazier. Roll the clip.
Bring somebody up right now, right? For y'all. I want everybody to give a round of applause for his baby mom, Barbie. Give it up for her, y'all. Give it up. Give it up for her, y'all. Hold on. She about to come up. She got something she want to say to this deadbeat. I adopted your son last week. I adopted your son last week. Hold on. She got court papers for this. She got court papers. I adopted your son last week. I can't wait to see you get mad. Get mad. I adopted your son last week. She team scared. Hey, come here, Bobby. Come here, baby. Come here, baby. It's okay. You gotta get your random. Okay, baby.
So, I don't know if y'all caught that. He brought in his opponent's baby mama, and he adopted his opponent's kid. Now, I don't know if they staging this or homeboy got the worst baby mama on planet Earth. And I know people that got bad baby mamas. But for your baby mama to let the man that's going to fight you in the ring adopt one of your kids, which means one of two things. They staged it, or you a deadbeat daddy and you ain't in your kid's life anyway, so you probably should get beat up in the ring. But homeboy brought baby mama on to the thing to challenge his opponent. She gave him the paperwork of the other man adopting his kid. You gotta, I don't think it's real. Do y'all think that's real? Dude, that's diabolical. All right, I got a couple more things I need to get to. Let's see. I got about 5 minutes. Let's get to Donald Trump suing the socks off the BBC. I was actually there. Y'all probably didn't see it on the video, but I was actually in the room when Donald Trump spoke about him potentially suing. Darren, he said, I'm gonna sue him either tonight or in the morning. I'm over there somewhere. Oh, they ain't got me. If you pan to the left somehow, I'm staying right behind Pam Bundy and a few others off to the left in the press corps. But I was there when Donald Trump said this, and I remember thinking about it, and now it's public. Well, it was public then, but I'm saying now it's more viral. Donald Trump is suing the BBC for $10 billion. And they are wrong. It's not like Donald Trump is suing them in hopes that he may make some money. Donald Trump is suing the BBC. Their executives quit. They retired. I think the CEO and somebody's retired. They quit. When I say retire, I don't know if they just left. They retired from that, but they have left the BBC. They got caught red-handed putting fake words in Trump's mouth, really affecting the election, affecting his reputation, and it's one of the biggest networks in the world. He's gonna get paid a couple B's. A couple of them with a B on it. So let's go to what Trump said. Let's go to clip 201, and then we're gonna roll down because I got about 4 more minutes and we got to get up out of here. Roll the clip.
U.S. President Donald Trump has filed a defamation suit against Britain's BBC over its editing of a speech he made in 2021 on the day his supporters stormed the U.S. Capitol.
I'm suing the BBC for putting words in my mouth, literally. They put words in my mouth. They had me saying things that I never said coming out. I guess they used AI or something. So we'll be bringing that lawsuit. A lot of people are asking, when are you bringing that lawsuit? Even the media can't believe that one. They actually put terrible words in my mouth having to do with January 6th that I didn't say.
Trump is seeking $5 billion in damages on each of 2 counts over the BBC's documentary on his role in the January 6th Capitol riot. The case was filed Monday in a Miami federal court. There was no immediate response from the BBC. The documentary, aired on the broadcaster's flagship Panorama News show, spliced together excerpts from Trump's speech, making it appear he incited the riot. Trump denies responsibility for the unrest when protesters sought to block Congress from certifying Joe Biden's 2020 victory. The BBC called the editing an error of judgment and apologized, but said Trump's claim lacks legal basis.
Pull a clip up. Y'all lying, and I hope y'all got to pay him with a B, because a lapse of judgment is not what happened here. They doctored the clip to make him look bad. That's all this was. There's no lapse in judgment. It's not like they edited the video and there was a cuss word that he said and they left the cuss word in because they thought it was relevant. There is no reason other than malicious intent for you to completely mischaracterize what he said that got him criminally prosecuted. They prosecuted Trump over this. And I mean, they tried to. He didn't get no jail time, but they took him through legal strains because they alleged that he incited violence on October the 6th. Not October the 6th, January 6th. October the 7th, January 6th. All right, I be getting them mixed up. January 6th. And when we all know it was bull shenanigans. Donald, and I knew we were going to get caught up in this. I don't know why people are so silly anyway. I told my wife, we ain't going out there. Because we're going to go out there and the left is going to break a window out or something. They're going to blame it all on Trump. And what did they do? Even worse. And Donald Trump said, I remember him when he said it, do not be violent. Be peaceful. Let your voice be peacefully heard. That's what he said. And these knuckle-dragging idiots decided to prosecute him over this. But listen to the edited version. And you tell me, was this an oversight or intentional defamation? Roll the clip.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you. And we fight. We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore. And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down. We're going to walk down anyone you want, but I think right here, we're going to walk down to the Capitol. And we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. And we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them.
He said more stuff. He told him not to be violent, but that's a $1 billion mess up. And I hope he sued the sugar honey iced tea out of these people. But anyway, comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about any of the things that I said today. Also, if you want to pose a question to me, make sure you send it to me at Freedom Chat, Brandon@freedomchat.com, Brandon@freedomchat.com. I'll be getting them all. I got 100 URLs and stuff in my mind. Also, big shout out to Black Line Security. We were able to secure security for a prominent social media personality, young man going out every day, risking it all. And I told him, and I got to say this, and I told him, I saw him yesterday, we were talking, and I said, brother, there ain't no way you out here doing this with no security. There ain't no way you out here doing this with no security. So Black Line supported his security, and also our nonprofit helped with the security that he couldn't afford. So it was a little bit of leftover security money that he couldn't afford. Nonprofit took care of it. And that's why we started Black Line and Black Line Guardian Fund. So if you're interested in supporting Black Line Guardian Fund, it's the way to support other influencers. It's a way to support schools, churches, you name it. 100% of what you donate until we get staff, because we don't have no staff and nobody getting paid. When we have staff and people that are CEOs and people running the company and fundraising, of course, they'll get a reasonable salary, but it's not going to be nothing crazy. We're not doing that old weird stuff that these nonprofits do, where they give people $1 million salaries and all that crazy stuff. No, they're going to get fair value for the work that they do. All that money is going to go to the cause. Right now, we have nobody on staff, so 100% of that money going straight to the cause. We are very transparent about it. We'll tell you if it's going to be diverted. You can look it all up. But if you're interested in donating and supporting, just go to the website. We'll have the links in the description section. It's called the Black Line Guardian Fund. And you can pick where you want the money to go. If you want to go to the general fund, if you want to go to schools, churches, and if you want to go to the young man that we support, you'll see his name up there. And any other influencers that we work with that need security, we'll have their name there. And if you want your donation money to go directly to them, it will go to them. And when I say go to them, it means go to their security. They're not going to get the money in their pocket. They're not going to be, something weird happening. It's just literally going to go into an account where they can use it for their security purposes only. But anyway, I love you guys. Links will be in the description section. We'll see you on the next one. I'm out.
Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.